Civil unrest and riots in the streets again? Quite possibly. Hey everybody, Scott Walters. Thanks for checking into the channel. If you're new, I want to thank you for coming. If you're returning, I want to thank you for your continued support. As a California licensed real estate agent in a red-hot, euphoric Southern California market, I've been living in the Wild West. I'd never seen buyer herd mentality drink the real estate punch at the levels I had seen. I came to YouTube, started warning people, even as a salesman, be careful in these times. We are in an artificially stimulated market due to government stimulus money and stimulus programs. So before we get into this red hot topic, I'm going to politely ask you to give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, and leave me a comment below. I would absolutely love to hear from you. All right, folks, so let's unpackage this red hot topic. So here's the thing. It's really kind of funny to me after, I know most of you remember, we all do, we are on lockdown, we are glued to our screens, we're watching a television set, we are seeing looting, riots, killings, crimes, just complete defund the police, city takeovers, homeless camps springing up wherever they chose, and we all of a sudden, that's a distant memory. And that is really, really not a smart thing to do, in my opinion. And the reason is because we, even though, like I said, got to come up for air. Just like I say a lot, it's just because we have our masks off, or we did anyway, it's not all rainbows and sunshine quite yet. We can see how government can just implement these things on us as soon as they want. And folks, listen, we're out eating out and going on some vacations and spending a little money that we saved while we were at home. We still have all these huge fiscal cliffs that the government doesn't know how to end. They've created a two-headed monster and they don't know how to put it back in its cage. And they haven't ended eviction bans, mortgage forbearance, foreclosure bans, and unemployment benefits, and the money printing, just to name a few, because if they did, it would be pandemonium, riots in the streets, all over again. They do not know what to do. And that's why it's really, really quiet. I sound the alarm constantly. I try to do it with a smile on my face. Like my good buddy Dan, who I've mentioned. That guy, love what he does. He's like sounding the alarm, but he's got a good attitude. Because listen, the thing that's, we have to have a good attitude. There's no reason to not have a good attitude. We have to have a good attitude. That's ultimately what's going to pay the biggest rewards in life, is our ability to have a good attitude. But we also don't want to bury our heads in the sand. So one of the reasons that I wanted to sound the alarm for potentially what could just happened, not just months ago, with riots and city takeovers and defunding of the police and all these politicized groups that made us, security companies have spiked. We all have either a ring.com or security system on our house now because we felt unsafe, and that's understandably so. And so, especially people in the cities, and that's why the big cities are massive, massive, massive trouble right now. Big cities are in massive, massive trouble. And the amount of empty stores are astronomical. And so it's funny that we're driving around having fun again when there's empty stores. We haven't ended these fiscal cliffs, and we don't know what's going to happen when we do. And if they all ended at once, there's a really high likelihood that it's going to have a significant impact on the market. Where, can you imagine right now, if everybody not paying rent was kicked to the street at the same time? It would be pandemonium. And that's realistically what we could see. Now, the reason, like I said, that I wanted to come make the video is I recently watched a report of what just happened in South Africa. South Africa is actually a very populated. They've got all the infrastructure of modern society. There's a lot of wealth there, but there's a huge division of wealth there, like we could potentially see happen here in America. About 50% of their population are living below the poverty line. And as we sound the alarm here in America, how the middle class is getting swallowed up, there is a really high likelihood that we're going to end up with a similar social structure as what we've saw in South Africa. You have to search. Just search South Africa and take a look over there. It is alarming. It is astounding. It is it's crazy. It is crazy. the looting, the killings, the murders, the people just completely having their livelihoods taken. It was what we saw on a small level here with the riots on a massive, massive level. And I really have to urge you folks, please wait till these fiscal cliffs end so we can see if any civil unrest rises up out of this. You have to prepare right now with as much cash reserves, food, water. Again, there's no reason. You should have these things in place if there's an earthquake, a fire, a tornado, a flood. These are things that we should have emergency supplies in the house for, because these things happen. These things happen a lot. And so one of the things that we really have to look at, folks, is that this is the pandemic was a global pandemic. This wasn't isolated to just one country. And so we're seeing now the impact it's having on other countries. And because we are a global economy and America is so reliant on other countries for our goods and services, we're really at the mercy of a lot of these countries. I think a lot of us just don't understand the severity of what could transpire. There are really just clear and present dangers that we have to monitor right now. And so I just really want to urge all of you to really, understand that we just saw that happen here in America. Looting, riots, defunding the police, all these homelessness. It's been astronomical. And these things will happen again, folks. This isn't the last time we're going to see it. Again, just like the virus resurged with some new variant, well, this civil unrest could resurge with a new variant, and it's going to be called eviction bans, mortgage forbearance, unemployment benefits, money printing, and foreclosure bans ending. That is everything needed to produce pandemonium in the streets, because look, we all are looking for a cause, and there's a lot of people out there ready to latch on to anything that they see that can make them feel a part of it. And while we've always taken care of our neediest, and we should, a lot of our mental shift is shifted because of the digital diet that we're on. We're too influenced by what we see. And so for me, what I really want people to do is just to remain realist, understand that this is something that could happen, and to be ready and hope it doesn't, then not be ready and have it happen. And then always, always, always try to, just be earn your wealth mentality. Don't look for the handout. This is, I had to work very hard, and I've weathered some significant storms. And today I have an amazing, amazing life. And as amazing as my life is, it still hurts me sometimes to see the condition of society in our country and actually the world. Like South Africa, what they just went through. Like, I can't even imagine. It looked like a war zone. It looked like World War III over there. It was just absolutely alarming, to the point where I turned it on the camera and just came in to give you guys, again, some more straight talk, urging you guys, listen, we're going to do well. I promise you, I will continue to come on to YouTube, and I'm going to share a lot of the tips and tricks that I know, a lot of insider information when it comes to the world of real estate and what's happening behind the scenes and what to look for, and how real estate isn't all just as it looks. There's just a lot of things going on that that you need to know, whether it's from contracts, buyer's agent, listing agent, coming soon, pocket listings, office listings, off-market transactions, waiving contingencies, waiving inspections, waiving appraisals. These are all things that, just like the government or the banks will try to operate within the government guidelines without breaking them. Well, real estate does the same thing. They have these guidelines from the National Association of Realtors. And so a lot of times, we start to bend the rules to the point where they have to implement a new rule to keep us from bending that, too far. Happens all the time. Every rule that's currently in place for real estate is because some agent or brokerage or whatever came in and tried to smear that line. And so it's really, really important that you just stay close to the channel. I really appreciate the support. It's been overwhelming. Had no idea that I would now need to come on and try to do my best to continue to just report and give some of my experience. It's been my absolute honor and pleasure to do that. So thank you for giving that to me. I really, really do appreciate it. So go make it count today, and we will see you on the next video.